tonight's fantastic semi-final clash, the ferocious Powerball, the phenomenal Atlaspheres, the fearsome Poleaxe, and the fabulous Swingshot. But before all that, here comes the chat with Jeremy Guscott and Ulrika Johnson.
Semi-finals. Quite simply, whoever wins tonight will go through to the final of Gladiators 1998 and have a last crack at winning those prizes. Now, this year, of course, our winners will each receive £1,000, plus they'll drive away in one of these fabulous four-wheel drive utility trucks not yet seen in the UK.
Our runners-up will also receive £1,000, plus we'll fly them off to the Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island in the Bahamas.
So let's meet our semi-finalists. Tonight they are Louise Raines
and Trudy Ballantine.
Louise, you have to tell me honestly, did you ever think you would get to this stage?
No, it's been a long haul and a lot of training, but I've had some real good support and I've had some good shows as well, so it's been fun.
So how do you think you're going to fare tonight, or would you like to remain a dark horse?
Yes, I think I'm going to keep quiet about that one. I really need to get some points together, but I look forward to the Eliminator because I've done quite well on that before.
Excellent. Let's hear it for Louise Raines.
Trudy, you can be very honest with me. Did you really think you'd get this far?
I didn't even think I'd get on the show.
So it's all very good news for you?
It's just great fun, yeah. It's so enjoyable.
And you're not nervous in any way? I mean, you're that far away from some very good prizes.
I know. You just got to control your nerves. The amount of exams I've done, maybe that's helpful. I don't know.
We'll find out. I know your mother and your brother couldn't make this evening's show, but your supporters have come up with quite a novel idea, haven't they?
Yeah, that's right. The rest of the family here, but we've taken some photos of my mum and my brother and blown them up, and their faces are here screaming for me in the crowd.
They'll certainly be here in spirit. We wish you the best of luck for this evening. Let's give it up for Trudy Ballantine.
Now it's time to meet the guys. Tonight they are Micah Hudson
and Dave Walter.
Once again, a lot of support there for you, Micah, and I know why, because you've got the most fabulous smile, and it's been great so far to have you on the show. But tell me, did you anticipate getting this far when you first applied?
When I first applied, I thought maybe just getting past the test would be good, and then this is a great bonus.
Well, Micah, we were talking backstage of the importance of working hard during the events, because, of course, in your quarter-final, you had that fabulous 13.5-second head start in the Eliminator.
Yes, it was a great lead, but I didn't take it easy. I took it sensible. My footwork had to be precise, and I made it to the top.
It's a little bit of insurance, isn't it? Let's hear it for Micah Hudson.
Dave, it is good to have you back here in the semi-final, along with your fantastic supporters, who are as wild and as crazy as ever. Look at that blimmin' chicken back again.
Yeah, he's back again. Be time to pluck him soon, I think.
I think so. How much have you enjoyed the whole Gladiator experience?
Oh, it's been great. You know, you couldn't really... I've never really expected to get this far, and I couldn't have even half expected the crowd to be as good as they were. I mean, they've been really great. So they've done their part, pushing me on as well.
Now, you have, to date, the fastest eliminator time of 1 minute 14 seconds. How much quicker can you go?
Well, I don't know if I can go much quicker, but I don't know if anyone else can either. Let's hope not, eh?
Let's hope not. Let's give it up for Dave Walters.
So that's our contenders. Now let the first semi-final begin.
Our first female contender is Louise. And she's facing Fox.
OK, if Louise is facing Fox, let's face some stats. Fox is 67 kilos, which is much the same as 10 stone 8 pounds. Louise Raines from Preston is 64 kilos, which makes her a half dozen pounds lighter. The referee gets us going with a peep, and up they go. Fox undefeated on the Vertigo polls. Louise last time narrowly missed beating Lightning and scored 4 points. 5 poles in a line, they transfer from pole to pole. First to the ring pole wins. And Fox working the pole with her whole body. That extra weight, a real bonus in getting the swing going to make the first step over. Fox onto pole 2 as Louise makes the same move behind her. Fox well short, can't move to pole 3. That'll lead into her lead. Still can't make the transfer. That's more like it, but it's given Louise the chance to get back on terms. Louise, bridal shop owner, that's weddings, not horses, will open her account with 10 if she wins this. Husband Steve, son Michael, pleased with this progress. And Louise just a pole from the finish. Can't make the connection. Fox is back on terms. It's all about this last pole. And Fox is there. So's Louise. It's going to be very tight, but looks like Fox has the edge. And after a few brushes with disaster, Fox wins it. Good work as usual from her. Louise performed superbly well to open her account with 4. That's a point for every completed pole. Mum Gloria, brother Stuart knows she was close to the big one. In fairness, Fox looks to be impeded by her equipment. No doubt she'll explain all right now.
Well, Fox, I guess that was almost just by the skin of your teeth, because you did have a little bit of trouble in between them.
My actual harness was getting stuck up there. So when I went to actually swing for the next pole, it wasn't giving me enough leeway, so I actually couldn't get it. So that's why I kept missing.
Well, you did the job in the end. Well done, Fox.
Louise, that was a very tight race. I mean, very equal up to the top of the pole and then backwards and forwards all the way through.
Yeah, it was great fun, but I just managed to miss the swing on the 4th pole. Otherwise, I would have had it finished.
Well, all's not lost. You still score 4 points.
Thank you.
Well done. Our second female contender is Trudy. And she's up against Falcon.
The Falcon cuts an impressive figure. 70 kilos is the same as 11 stones, whereas Edinburgh-based Trudy is 3 kilos lighter at 10 stone 7. John Anderson getting the hang of blowing his whistle and waving his arm at the same time now. Very cheeky. Now, these are specially made poles. They're not taken from fire stations that have very thin firemen. Trudy at the top first, Falcon slow in getting to her perch. And everything comes to she who waits. And the next pole comes if she uses her weight to bend towards it. Trudy's there in style. The Falcon yet to be beaten on the Vertigo poles. Trudy will be hard-pressed to change that. Falcon onto pole 2. The stretch to pole 3 is there for both girls. And both make it at the same time. This is going to go right to the wire. Falcon just creeps back into the lead. Looks to have found her form now. Stretches out for pole 5. She's on course to make the sparks fly as usual. And it's great work from Falcon. She'll be there before Trudy gets a chance to get it going. Falcon wins it. 4 points to Trudy for a tremendous effort. Falcon blew briefly in the face of defeat. And the faces of Toby and Dick, Trudy's brothers, say it all. Please, she pulled 4 to stay on level terms. After one event, 4-4. That's the score.
Atlaspheres. And in the blue Atlasphere, it's Dave. In the orange Atlasphere, it's Micah. And they're facing Rhino. And Diesel.
We will lock you into your cage, Diesel. While Dave and the crowd work their arms, let's hear what the semi-finalists think of one another.
He's an awesome bloke, he really is. I'm not really looking forward to facing him. I wish it was someone else. During training, we used to do warm-ups to Micah's aerobics classes, and he must be a very fit guy because his warm-ups were tiring me right out.
He's phenomenal. He's got the fastest eliminated time so far to date, 1 minute 14 seconds. I've got to really come out with the stops. I've got to pull everything out, and I'm going to try and beat this guy. Hopefully, fingers crossed for me.
Checkpoints for smoke. Contenders ready! Edinburgh
So let's get this thing rolling. It's Micah in the orange, cameraman in black, Dave in blue, and the crash in the middle. 4-cage pile-up, superb speed from all drivers. Dave frees himself, gets it going towards pod 2. Dave very close, but no smoke, no score, fighting to control it. Micah nearly out of the playing area, free to go on pod 1, and he can't claim the glory. It's Dave on pod 1. Rhino there to nudge him away from the dimple, but Dave's seen the gap on pod 4. Here he comes. Fires it up for 3 points. Dave with remarkable speed, almost too quick for himself, recovers well. Classy move from Dave, lets the Rhino scoot straight past him. Free wobble on 3. And 6 points to Dave. Micah trying his luck on pod 3, but he can't centre it. Micah, the aerobics champion, now a health spa manager, not getting it his own way as much as he'd like. Diesel shunting him away from the points. But Dave's turn of speed runs the Rhino ragged. Surely 3 points on pod 1. Right on the time-up hooter. Micah unable to get his sphere into gear. Dave with a 9-point scoring spree. And Troy the chicken with a smile on his beak.
Cage, I mean, you did have terrible trouble in that event.
Yeah, it's not one of my best games, unfortunately, and I just couldn't get to them pods.
I mean, you got to, I think, 1 or 2 and just skirted along the outside.
Yeah, I couldn't control the pod. Definitely not one of my best games, unfortunately.
No, and it showed in your points, I'm afraid. You picked up no points. Let's hear it for Micah.
Dave, you look as though you really enjoyed that, and it's not surprising, really, because you've scored 9 points.
I really love this game. You get in there and you just enjoy it so much.
I suppose because of your size and your body weight, that really helps you in the Atlasphere.
Yeah, it does. It's amazing how much body weight will help in a game where you've got to move a lot of weight.
Well done. Let's give it up for Dave.
Well, Rhino, I have to say, you let him get away with 9 points. That's not a great record.
Well, Dave's very good. I faced him in the quarterfinals. He got 9 points then as well, actually.
So you've learnt nothing?
Basically, what are you trying to say? I backed him up in the corner a few times. He just scored 1 before the whistle went at the end. He done very well.
He certainly did, and you did very well indeed, because Micah didn't get a chance at any of the pods.
No, he's quite fast, Micah, in all the other games. And so maybe I thought, oh, get me on back on him this time, you know. But he's done well. He'll catch up.
Absolutely, excellent work. Let's hear it for Diesel and Rhino.
Rhino's fans still loyal despite his hair colour. 1 event down, Micah's still to score. Dave has 9.
Our first female contender is Louise. And she's up against Lightning. Over to John Anderson.
Contender
The poles turn and the climb gets underway. First to the top of the spiral stairway is the winner. The runner-up becomes a dropper down. 10 points if Louise can beat Lightning, although she's never been on the pole axe before in competition. Lightning amazingly quick, faultless performance. She'll slap the down button first, and Louise is dangling. Son Michael not best pleased with Lightning. But Lightning sees it differently. Trudy's hairy brothers clearly agree with Lightning's point of view. Lightning always half a turn in control. The red button beckons. Lightning doesn't hang about, but Louise unfortunately does.
Our second female contender is Trudy. And she's facing Siren.
Come hither and see what I have to offer in the stats departments. Siren, 70 kilos, that's 11 stones. And Trudy, 67 kilos, 10 stone 7. This only the second time we've seen pole axe this season. The first time was about half a minute ago. They're up and at it. Siren taller by 12 centimetres, but with more body weight to haul up that spiral. Trudy climbing fast and true. Siren keeping a rhythm, holding her nerve, and the lead changing hands with every peg. Who's for the drop? It's going to be tight, but it's going to be Trudy to win. And Siren spirals to the deck. Trudy's brothers with something else to celebrate. As they go into the final turn, Siren has the lead, but Trudy reaches round to grab the button and takes the 10 points. Siren not happy.
Well, Siren, it has to be said, you cupped your hands in shame there.
Well, I actually really like this game, and I've never been beaten on it, so I'm not happy. Well, if anybody's going to beat me, I'm glad it was Trudy, because she's actually quite good fun, so I'll let you off.
Oh, well, that's nice. Should we leave it at that, then?
I think we should.
All right, then. Let's hear it for Siren!
Trudy, Siren not very happy about getting knocked off the poleaxe there.
She was close, but I'm actually quite happy just to get my foot on the first rung. After that, I'm okay, but it seemed to go all right.
You're seriously panicking about the poleaxe?
Yeah, my leg doesn't come that high.
Not even rugby when you're running along?
No, no.
No. So it was a nice sight to see Siren falling down.
Oh, excellent, yeah.
It certainly was excellent. Trudy, you scored 10 points!
Sure is fit, and here's the proof. After 2 events, Louise stays on 4, but Trudy climbs to 14.
Our first male contender is Micah! And he's facing Hunter! Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Gladiator ready! Rotate the pole!
The race to the poles is on. Micah all stalling on the first footing. Hunter, a past master on the poleaxe, will punish that mistake. Micah trying to get back, but the Hunter with another mega-star performance. Micah knows he's the full guy in this event. Hunter slams home his verdict, and Micah's hung out to dry. His wife Ellen feeling down in the mouth. Hunter's speed is extraordinary for such a big guy. Remember, Micah is fast and superbly fit, but somehow Hunter keeps knocking them all down. The Hunter success story continues apace. Hello, what's this? A festive sing-song? Dave's harem singing a new version of a Christmas classic, rather unfeeling to remind a giant chicken that Christmas is coming.
Our second male contender is Dave. He'll be facing Ace. Over to John Anderson.
Well, so far, Dave hasn't put a foot wrong yet. Oh, but Ace has. Terrible start from the Ace man, and Dave's not about to let that advantage slip. Dave from Exeter, a fast food waiter, but he's not waiting here. Ace knows he's got it all to do now if he's not for the dangle, but Dave's lead is unassailable. Excellent climbing from Dave Walter. Ace is poleaxed, down and out. Molly's mum and David, his dad, expressed their delight in seeing Ace winch to the floor. After that diabolical start, Ace was in no position to turn the corner and get back on terms. 10 points, right on the button for Dave.
Trouble at the base of the pole.
Yeah, I don't know what I did wrong there. When you mess the bottom up, you've ruined the whole game, really, so just one of them things bad, though.
Very disappointed.
Yeah, very disappointed.
All right, let's hear it for Ace.
Dave, your supporters are saying it all, I suppose, saying, shout out, there's only one David Walter.
Yeah, well, it looks like this time I was the trump card.
Were you aware that Ace slipped?
I wasn't aware. I suspected, because when I was climbing up the pole, I just caught a glance, but I didn't want to look.
Well, you didn't want to look, but the good news for you, mate, is that you have scored 10 points!
Troy the Chicken puts the prospect of St. Ananian behind him to celebrate the fact that after 2 events, Micah has still to score, but Dave has 19.
Join us for more semi-final action after the break here on Gladiators! The Gladiators!
Indoor Arena here in Birmingham, and to part 2, where we're just about to kick off with our next event. Scoring with the blue balls, it's Trudy. Getting ready to score with the red balls, it's Louise. And they're facing Rio and Vogue.
Rio and Vogue, the double act, not looking to get laughs, but to keep points as low as possible. Rio will play against Trudy Ballantine, so unfortunately Louise won't get the chance to El Paso. A cursory gander at Rio's sensational dimensions reveals that she weighs in at 79 kilos, 2 stones heavier than Trudy. On the other side of the pitch, Vogue is 68 kilos, 8 pounds heavier than the opponent, Louise. Here comes Louise. Vogue goes low. Louise surrenders the ball. Rio denying Trudy any progress whatsoever. Louise has had 2 outings against Vogue and beaten her with 9 points and 7 respectively. This looks like easy pickings. Oh, 3 points for Louise and 2 for Trudy. It's enough to make you want to stick 2 bananas in your head. Louise again, easily past Vogue for 2 more. Into the scrum. Trudy in a tug-of-war with Rio. Rio wins it. Big takedown. Louise again. Just misses. Vogue knocks the basket over. Trudy loads up, followed by Louise. Louise clearly has the legs to outdistance Vogue. Vogue somehow gets a purchase and lazy spins her down. Vogue with her work cut out once again. Louise picks up, squeezes by Vogue, who can only hope to grab something on the way. Louise floored. Rio trying all sorts of judo holds to flatten Trudy. Trudy refuses to go. Oh, it looks more like a game of Twister than Powerball. Trudy wastes no more time. Louise again. And another simple pair of points. That's cheered son Michael. Time's out. Superb performance from Louise. Gives Vogue the runaround again. And Rio had to work hard to keep Trudy down to the single basket. Rio's tactic was to flatten Trudy quick and early, although sometimes it wasn't quite as quick as she'd like to have.
Well, Louise, I have to say that was an excellent performance for you. I mean, you gave her the slip quite a few times, and you even managed to get to the centre.
I was really pleased about the centre today because Vogue was ready for me.
She got quite angry as well towards you. She knew she'd let you go a few times, and she thought, no, I'm not having this.
Yeah, she was tackling really well today.
She certainly was, and, well, you had Rio, so that's quite a tough one to start with. You managed to give her the slip a couple of times as well.
Well, I think it was just once, actually, but her reach is like, how long? Very difficult. She did well.
Absolutely. Let's find out from John Anderson what the score is.
Well, Trudy did get 2 points, but Louise, 7 points.
Well done. Let's hear it for Louise and Trudy.
You've got to be good to get to a Gladiator semi-final, and these girls are very good indeed. 11-16 the scores.
So we now move into the men's event and getting ready to score with the blue balls. It's Dave. Scoring with the red balls, it's Micah. And tonight they're facing Wolf and Vulcan.
Now, don't hurry yourselves on our account, lads. Mind you, when you get to their age, you've got to save your energy. I wonder if Mystic Meg realises those headscarves have gone missing. The Beastie Boys, their mood about the same as their looks. Horrible. Wolf sticks his Sunday hat on. And Vulcan still with that nervous tick he's developed since coming over here. While Andy Norgate helps Wolf with his headgear, let's see how they scale up. The awesome Aussie, 120 kilos, 18 stone 12, more than 3 stones heavier than Dave. Lowering the tone as usual, Wolfie, 95 kilos, 15 stone, so he's more than 3 stones weightier than Micah. Dave into action. Strangled to the deck by Vulcan. Good stretch to score 2, but the ref's having a whistle. Micah scores 3 in the confusion. Carol and Rachel clearly disapprove of Vulcan.
Tackles below head height, or you will be off. No high tackling. No high tackling.
Well, he's got to say it twice to get it into his skull. Emphatic warning there from the referee. How many seconds remaining?
55 seconds remaining.
There you go.
3, 2, 1.
So it's Dave again. Vulcan goes low. Ouch, almost too low. Micah with no sign of Wolfie. 3 more for another centre basket. Micah's family celebrates. It's Micah again. And it's going to be another 2. Oh, and Vulcan can't drag Dave down to his level. Micah, fast footwork. Wolf dives, but can't stop the flow. 2 more to Micah. Dave thrilled with that. Micah reloads, and Dave straight into a high one. Micah scorches the picks to unload another 2. Micah might be stripped, but he's not strapped for speed. Wolf proving that he can get to grips with this. Dave shimmies. Vulcan takes no notice, pins him to the floor. Time wasting from Vulcan, using his excessive weight. Micah planning his routes. Wolf over the top, shrugged off by Micah. A comedy of errors from the Wolfman. Micah slam dunks another 3-pointer. Vulcan slam dunks Dave again, pins him down. No more than you'd expect from this appalling Antipodean. Micah can't pop the final one, but Wolf does bite his legs just for fun of it. Magnificent powerball. Great scoring from Micah, and even Wolf has to admit it. Dave fared less well, but Ellen and Eloisa more than pleased. Hello, what's this? Vulcan's easily confused. He thinks the camera is a mirror. Micah's fans know he needed that success.
Well, it's a shame the game had to stop there, because if it had carried on, you you'd have probably been naked.
Wolfman was hungry.
He certainly was, but you were hungry too, and boy, were you fast. I just wonder how many balls you were scoring per second. There is just incredible.
I needed some points. Dave's got some good score against me, so I had to go. I had to keep going.
You certainly did, and Dave, I mean, you had a tough one there with Vulcan. I thought he looked a little bit unfair at times, and at one stage, you were virtually giving him a piggyback.
He was playing to the rules, you know, it says in the rules they can hold you down for 3 seconds. It wasn't any longer than that.
All right, then, let's bring John Anderson in and find out what the score is.
Wow, what a game that was. Dave did manage to get 2 points, which was very, very good in the circumstances. But Micah, phenomenal. 15 points.
Dave magnanimous to Vulcan, but a great performance from Micah against the Hellhound.
Wolf, I think you... did you like what Micah was wearing? You seem to take it off him fairly quickly.
To be honest with you, he's the fastest one I've ever come across in Powerball. Every time I dived him, I thought I got him. He just turned and ended up with his clothing.
Mate, it won't fit you.
Another few seconds and I'd have had his skin.
Vulcan, I think you got a message for Dave's supporters.
Yeah, you know what, Jeremy? Whenever comes a time that you feel real nice, and you want to let someone know that you really appreciate it, I want to take this opportunity to thank all the people who come here and watch the hero got smashed!
Some hard words from Vulcan. Let's get up.
The finger-licking chicken girls unimpressed. Vulcan as articulate as a lorry. The crowd incensed, and Wolf throwing souvenirs into the crowd. Oh, good shot. After 3 events, Micah leaps to 15, Dave moves to 21. 2 shots.
Ready to swing into action, it's Louise! Also ready, it's Trudy! And they'll be facing our Gladiators, Rebel and Vulcan!
Louise looking confident about this encounter. Here's why.
In the semi-final, the game that I'm really looking forward to is Swingshot. I've only practiced it in the training, and I've been disappointed that it hasn't been in the heats or the quarterfinals. So I'm really looking forward to that, bouncing around on the bungee. Hopefully getting some points as well, but it's great fun.
3, 2, 1.
Well, it's swing-out semi-finalists. Trudy goes up in yellow, the balls fly, and Louise comes back with a one-pointed, a pop in her basket. Trudy's never swung before apart from practice. Rebel and Vulcan with many bungee battles under their belts. Trudy with a free jump to pick a blue for 2 points. Rebel's timing awry. Trudy, an anaesthetist by profession, caught Rebel napping there. Baskets the points to register the score. It's Trudy again, great action, scrumps a single-pointer. Rebel late for the ball again. Trudy struggling to remount a launch tower, and Vulcan in a quandary too. Louise will get a free swing at Vulcan's expense. Trudy back as Louise snaffles a yellow. It's Trudy again, high and mighty. Rebel found wanting, and Trudy not waiting for her to arrive. 2 more for a blue. Trudy's jumping is exceptional. Here she comes again, another unimpeded swing, 2 more points. I think Rebel will be thinking about hanging up her bungee after this drubbing. Add another blue to the collection. Louise with an easy single. The Glad's not really got this one together. Louise baskets her 3rd point, and Trudy just short of a red. Very unlucky just on the last knockings. Trudy can afford to relax. Toby and Dick look well pleased. Trudy's jumping was first class, always ahead of the game. Takes an easy 2 as the points just keep mounting up. Trudy Ballantine having a high old time.
In Swingshot, Louise scores 3 points. Trudy scores 7! And let's hear it for our Gladiators, Rebel and Vulcan.
A thumbs up from Vulcan and a thumbs up for these scores. After 4 events, Louise has 14, Trudy 23.
All set for action is Micah. And ready to go is David. They'll be facing our Gladiators, Saracen and Cobra. Yeah.
Cobra, poised and almost perpendicular. Meanwhile, it's about time we studied Micah's stats. Swinging against the snake, he's 73 kilos, which is more or less 11.5 stones of sheer physical fitness. Dave is 94 kilos, which puts him in the region of 15.5 stones.
3, 2, 1.
Dave leaps into thin air. Good high jump, just short of a blue. Micah's there with a yellow. Great start for him. Up to make those points count. Slams the ball home and turns for some more. Cobra swooping down for the liftoff. Timed it too early. Sarah's better with Dave. Just keeps him at bay. Micah's free for another point. A yellow. 2 points from 2 swings. Micah's people quite happy so far. Glad's looking to get their interceptions right. Sarah fends Dave away, but Dave takes a blue. Dave baskets the ball to level the scores. Cobra dangling out of control. Micah needs to punish that mistake. Free swing just short of a blue. Sarah parries Dave out of the points, but Cobra's ready for the next sortie. And Dave's quicker than Sarah. Oh, takes 2 blues, but lets 1 go. Nearly a 4-point bonus for Dave. Adds 2 to his score. Bridget, Christine, Liz and Mike delighted with the swing shot showing. Dave's turnaround on the launch platform is so fast. This time Saracen's on his case. Rare picture of Dave coming back empty-handed there. Sarah up and ready to go. Cobra backing up, but the hooter will draw this to a conclusion. The guys returning to their launch platforms. Dave exceptional. Micah let a few chances slip. Cobra came and went, leaving the cylinder free, but the blues were enough to give him the blues. Micah only came back with a yellow. Dave made more of his chances, took 2 blues, but dropped 1 on the return journey, but safely back with 1 to spit into his collection basket.
The scores for the boys in Swingshot are Micah scores 2. And David scores 4.
Which means when it's all added up, Micah's amassed 17 points, Dave has 25.
It's Louise. And tonight she faces Rio, Rebel, Siren, Vogue, and Fox. Over to John Anderson.
Contender ready! Gladiators ready! 3, 2, 1.
In her heat, Louise bypassed all 5 Glads to score 10, but Rio can't hold her on the wall with that ramrod. Rebel's next to punish with the pads. Louise is no wallflower. Siren's next. This wall technique seems to be serving Louise well. Just shoulders her way along. Vogue next needs to hold Louise to spare the Glad's flushes. Like a giant crab with her pincers gripping Louise. It's all come to a stop for Louise. Just half a step from the next section. Oh, finally busts into Fox's terrain, but it's going to be tight for time. Driving Fox back, just unable to cross the line. Or a whisker away. Daughter Grace can't believe it.
Oh, Louise, I have to tell you, you were so close there. I guess if Vogue hadn't held you for as long as she would have done, you would have picked up the full 10 points.
Yeah, I was thinking I might have got through there today, but...
Because you were incredibly fast, I have to tell you.
Oh, gosh. Really takes the wind out of your sails, though. Just when you get stopped, it's hard to get going again.
Well, listen, you needed a few points before we go into the eliminator, and you've picked up 4. Let's hear it for Louise!
All was hunky-dory until she bumped into Hunky Vogue. Once Louise was trapped in the vice-like grip, it was all but impossible to extricate herself. As Ulrika correctly pointed out, those vital seconds were Louise's undoing.
Next up against our Gladiators, it's Trudy.
Trudy's never been here before. This is what she thinks of it.
One of the games I've got to face in the semi-final is Gauntlet, which is a game I've not done yet, apart from in training. And it's going to be hard, but I'm hoping that my rugby training is going to get me through to the other end.
At the moment, Trudy has a 9-point overall lead in this semi-final. Can she improve it? Oh, floored by Rio. Better work from her this time. Trudy trying to lift the barrier. Oh, and Rio keels over as she fainted. Into Rebel charges Trudy. Rebel more effective on this run. Trudy won't be grateful for that, though. Trudy down, but not out. Charges headlong into Siren. Looking to duck and dive her way out of trouble. Vogue will be next. And Trudy driving like she's in the rugby scrum. Vogue struggling to cope with that. Oh, tumbles into Fox's sector, but the clock's going to be the winner here. Another staggering effort from Trudy. Toby and Dick disappointed.
Well, Trudy, if you can bear to stand up after all that, Rio knocked you over, but then you got your own back and knocked her over.
Yeah.
And then you almost breezed through the other stations, but just had a little bit of trouble at the end and then ran out of time, of course.
Yeah, at one point she caught my foot and couldn't get back up again.
Well, listen, all's not lost. You picked up 4 points as we're going to the Eliminator. Well done. Let's hear it for Trudy.
And going into the Eliminator, Louise will have 18 points. Trudy will have 27.
First up to run the gauntlet in the men's event, it's Micah. And tonight he faces Rhino, Wolf, Cobra, Saracen, and Vulcan.
Contender ready! Gladiators ready!
Micah's first competition walk on the wild side, regretting it immediately blasted from the gauntlet by the Rhino. At least Ellen can see the funny side. Micah at full tilt, all cannoned up and over the wall by Rhino like a rubber ball. Luckily, he'll just be rubbing his head after that.
8 seconds remaining. 3, 2,
Back to square one for Micah. And Rhino can't repeat that trick. Micah high on the wall, but getting the better of Rhino. Wolfman next. Never been a great gauntleteer, but putting the brakes on Micah's progress. Micah forcing his way into Cobra's neck of the woods. Cobbs can't hold him. What can Sarah do? Great work from Saracen. Does exactly what's asked of him. This could put paid to any 10-point aspirations Micah might have had. Finally, it's going to be the Vulcan. Vulcan stings him with the rod and the clock's going to beat him. He was battered and shattered, but kept getting up for more. Superb Micah Hudson. Grit and determination you won't see finer on a Saturday evening. Vulcan gesticulating. Terrible habit.
Last event before the Eliminator, we needed a few points. You picked up 4, but it was a tough one.
It was tough. I enjoyed it. If they want to do it again, let's go!
Let's hear it for Micah. 4 points. Well done, mate.
Well done, mate, indeed. Great guy, Micah Hudson.
Next up to run the gauntlet, it's Dave. Over to join us.
A member of the audience, all giving her opinion. Dave the Great scored 10 last time he ran the gauntlet, but the Rhino determined he won't repeat it. Great holding from Rhino, eating into Dave's time. And Wolfman is keen to get a piece of him, but Rhino intruding on his territory. Dave getting to grips with the old chap, huffs and puffs and leaves the Wolf behind. Cobb's next, Dave staying low. Oh, eats a faceful. Sarah follows through. The ref's not liked it. Sarah doing the war dance.
High tackles. You don't normally do that kind of thing, Cobra. Don't do it again.
Cobra apologises for his action. Dave takes a head-on battering, still drives Cobra back, but oh, cop that.
Seconds remaining.
Dave versus Saracen. Oh, he sidesteps the Sarah superbly well. Finally, it's Vulcan. Oh, but Dave makes him look ridiculous, and that doesn't take much effort. 10 points to Dave Walter. Extreme courage from the Exeter man, the cream of Devonshire.
That was sensational. It looked to me as if you got your head knocked back a couple of times. How's your head?
Yeah, accidents happen in this game.
Absolutely terrific run, though. I mean, you went through Rhino, had a little bit of trouble with Cobra, and then you just breezed past Saracen and Vulcan. He wasn't even there.
They're all there. I saw them all.
Well, listen, as we're going to the Eliminator, you picked up 10 points. Well done.
His sisters Bridget and Christine celebrate. Dave Walter, with enormous respect for the Gladiators, takes a trouncing but keeps on bouncing. After 5 events, Micah's on 21, but look at Dave, 35 points.
Well, all that stands between our contenders and a place in the final of Gladiators 1998 is the Eliminator. Join us after the break here on Gladiators. Birmingham, where it's Eliminator time. Now, in the women's event, Louise is on 18 points, Trudy's on 27 points. That's a 9-point difference, giving Trudy a 4.5-second head start. Remembering, of course, at stake is a place in the final.
Trudy, you will go on my first whistle. Louise, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2,
Trudy Ballantine, the Edinburgh-based anaesthetist, sets off to claim her place in the final of Gladiators. Louise Raines, the bridal retailer from Preston, with a 4.5-second deficit to make up. Trudy, who worked in an accident and emergency department in Australia, hoping she won't be a casualty of the merciless rope. Louise joins her on the net. Louise, a former Miss UK bodybuilder. The net working is nearly over. The rope to the hand ladder. And Louise has pulled the lead right back. Trudy to the landing stage. Louise up behind her. This is going to be all about who makes the first mistake. Trudy on the rungs, takes her time to get going. Louise's husband, Steve, and son Michael know Louise can do it. Trudy to the trapeze for the swing across Death Valley. The testing net climb is next, and Louise is almost at Trudy's shoulder. A cliff-hanging, nail-biting, stomach-churning eliminator semi-final. This promises to be right down to the wire. Louise's mum, Gloria, about to burst a blood vessel. Both hit the gantry together. Louise will take the furthest line as Trudy's family demand more from her. Simultaneous zip trip to the deck with the graveyard still to come. There hasn't been a ladies eliminator like this all season. Double splashdown and the turn to the seesaws. Louise, full of running, extending that lead. Trudy, such a highly balanced athlete, won't surrender easily. Second seesaw disposed of. It's neck and neck. Trudy's brother Toby says, get it done. Trudy with a burst of power. Louise second. Oh, Louise has gone. It must be Trudy. No, Trudy's gone. Agony etched on everyone's face. And Louise hitching herself up for another attempt. Trudy again with very little run-up. Tom and Toby giving it plenty, but Trudy can't equal their effort. Oh, fast track to the floor again. Louise now for an assault on the summit. Oh, she's there. Snakes her way up to the top of the hill. Louise Raines into the final. And her family, husband Steve and children Michael, Grace and Kelly must be so proud. Trudy's given her all now for the final frontier. Completes the Travelator in consummate style. How about that? She's tamed the Travelator twice before. Shame it wasn't third time as lucky. Trudy Ballantine breaches the paper burst.
You have just earned yourself a place in the grand final of Gladiators 1998. How good does that feel?
Unbelievable. 4.5 seconds behind, and Trudy's really fast. She's been brilliant. I just never thought I was going to catch her up, but got to the top of the cargo net, and I just thought, just go for it, just keep going, and it really paid off.
How strong are you and how fast are you? I can't tell you the expression on the faces over there. They are so delighted.
Brilliant. I'm really pleased, and thanks very much for supporting me.
Well, listen, we'll look forward to seeing you in the final. Well done, Louise!
Trudy, I know you must have been, well, you must be very disappointed. How difficult is it to take that kind of defeat there?
Well, I've had such a good time. All 3 shows. The games have been such good fun. That's what I was here for. To play the games and enjoy myself. But I was beaten by a better woman in the end.
I mean, that was close right up to the wire. I mean, it could have gone either way.
Yeah, it was. I thought I had it at the top of the Travelator on the first go. And I just lost it, didn't take enough steps. It's hard, that Travelator, though.
You've certainly taken it in great spirit. You've been a fantastic contender, and thanks for being here. Let's give it up for Trudy Ballantine.
The consolation of a runners-up medal and a bouquet. Trudy, one of the great female contenders in Gladiators history. But here's the finalist, Louise Raines, a heroine's welcome from Steve, Grace and Kelly. And let's wish Trudy every success in her very important, highly valued medical career. In the ladies' eliminator contest, Jane Smith's record time of 1:24.2 remains in place after this semi-final. Next, it's the men's eliminator. The 14-point difference between the scores means that Dave Walter will benefit from a 7-second head start.
Ironically, we were talking about the importance of building up your points during the show to get yourself a head start in the eliminator. That hasn't happened for you tonight.
No, it hasn't. Well, I've always liked chasing, so let's see.
Well, absolutely, and with this 7-second head start, you know, he's a fast guy, you're a fast guy. We're hoping for a really good turnout.
He's a very fast guy. I'm just going to put in 100%. That's all I can do.
Absolutely, and the very best of luck to the two of you. We'll see you both at the end. Over to John Anderson.
Dave's fans in full voice, even the chickettes who hang out with him.
You will go on my first whistle. Micah, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Dave Walter, the fast food waiter from Exeter, plays the didgeridoo and makes boomerangs, determined not to be down under tonight. Kangaroos to the nets. Micah Hudson, married to Ellen, from Acocks Green, also a martial arts teacher and aerobics champion. So if anyone can, Micah can. Dave to the hand bike as Micah rolls himself up and over. Liz and Mike, Dave's niece and nephew, leading his support group. Micah to the rope. Little sign of that lead being pulled back. Dave currently the holder of the fastest eliminator record. Micah's quickest time is 8 seconds slower than that. Dave trapezes across the valley of death and up that net. Micah pumps the pedals in a vain attempt to keep up with Dave. Micah's fans know he needs to pull something special out of the Hudson bag. As he approaches the beginning of his net, Dave on the zip. If you order your meal from this guy, you know you'll get your food hot. The graveyard shift beckons. Micah can only pray for a miracle or a massive error by Dave. Digging deep into that courage bank to keep going. Micah on the zipper to the crash mat. Dave, seesaws are sorted. The chickettes, feathers flying. Someone's going to lay an egg in a minute. They know this is for a place in the final. Dave Walter, he's there. Brilliant all-round performance from him. Swings into the final. Hello, hello. The celebrations have started. Hope we get invited to that party. Micah, second seesaw, great balance, poise and skill. This fantastic guy, a real asset to his fitness club, gears himself for one final explosive burst of energy. Puts his foot down and clicks it into gear, makes it look easy. Micah Hudson, one of the finest of the fine on Gladiators.
You make the eliminator seem so easy. I mean, you're hardly out of breath.
Is that what it looks like?
That's what it looks like.
Nah, it's very hard. When you got someone like Micah chasing you, he's so fast. I think it pushed me on a little bit faster than last time.
It certainly did. I mean, you had 1:14 in the quarterfinals. You're now up to 1:13, and you're through to the final. How much help has it been having the chicken here with your supporters and a few little chicks, it looks like, as well?
Chicky and the chickettes, yeah. Without all my crowd, I wouldn't have got this far. They've really pushed me in this, so I'd like to say a big thank you to them.
Well, we'd like to say a big thank you to you, Dave, and we'll see you in the final. Let's give it up for Dave Walter!
It just didn't happen for you. It was a very, very fast eliminator from Dave, and it would have been very difficult for you to call him up.
I know, he's the fastest guy here at the moment, but I thought if it slipped off there, I would have had him.
Absolutely, you're just counting on that one little mistake. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. We've had a wonderful time having you here on the show. It's been terrific. Have you enjoyed yourself?
I've had a fantastic time. I just want to say to my supporters, thank you all very much.
All the very best to you and your family in the future. Let's hear it from Micah Hudson.
Ellen leads the applause, despite the fact he's stealing a kiss from a cheerleader. Dave looking as fresh as he did at the beginning of the evening. His sister's thoroughly proud of his remarkable achievement. Micah's time on Glads has run its course. Let's wish this terrific guy well in all he does. Here's his biggest and most ardent fan, Ellen. Meanwhile, the holder of the current men's record has shattered his personal best. Not as painful as it sounds. Dave Walter bettered his time by a second. And how about this? You can't second-guess Dave presenting his bouquet to Micah's wife, Ellen. This unassuming, modest gentleman, always a model of impeccable behaviour.
Well, that's the end of our first semi-final.
Yes, but join us next week for our second semi-final to find out who's going to join Louise and Dave in the grand final of Gladiators 1998. Join us for more action here on Gladiators.
For safety reasons, do not attempt to recreate any of the events you have seen on Gladiators.
Sundays just wouldn't be Sundays without a bit of bully. So it's a good job we have one lined up for you, isn't it? Jim Bowen is here in just a tick. And then Sally Lindsay and Barry McGuigan are just two of the famous faces playing the Chase Celebrity Special. That's at 9.